Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Texas Governor Greg Abbott has signed into law the right for property owners to throw out squatters without having to go to court. Not so fast. No. See, this, like so many laws in America, sounds good on the surface, but the devil is in the details. See, when I hear, throw them out, that sounds good. You know, somebody just coming in your property and trying to claim it as their own. They just laying up in your property and then tell you can't come in. Oh no, we got to do something about that. So they finally do something about it, allegedly. But you got to watch it, family, because it's a fake out. See, what happens is, oftentimes when they make these laws in America, they hide the things that they really want to do. So what they'll do is, up front, they'll make it seem like this is a good thing for everybody. This is something. So you need to be voting for this. You should vote yes for this, right? Ride with this. But again, the devil is in the details. What they really want to do is hidden beneath those hundreds of pages of the law. Yeah, that's how they do it. Next thing you know, you're being summoned, you getting some type of charge, and you don't even understand what the hell's going on because you didn't know that all of this other stuff was included. For example, in Georgia has a similar law to Texas where you can throw out squatters without having to go through the due process of the courts. However, what happened is the landlords in Georgia used that law to prey on low-income tenants. So knowing that these tenants are likely to be late on their payments at times, they can now throw you out like that without having to go to court. Just like that, just throw you out. No due process, no nothing. So that's what the law, that's how the law is mostly being used. A lot of innocent people are being taken advantage of with that law. You see, that's how they do it. They hide the devil in the details. Before I go any further, let's define what a squatter is. A squatter is someone who occupies a property without owner's permission, and they can potentially gain legal ownership of the property over time through a legal process called adverse possession. In Houston, where I live, and in Texas, squatters must meet specific requirements such as occupying the property openly, continuously, and exclusively for at least 10 years to have a successful claim. Experts say if you discover squatters, you should act quietly by serving an eviction notice and contacting law enforcement or a qualified legal professional to begin the formal eviction process, which can invalidate the squatter's adverse possession claim. In short, a squatter is an individual living on a property without legal right, lease, or the owner's consent. Now check this out, family. This is where it gets really wild. This includes someone who breaks into a vacant property or someone whose lease has ended and they refuse to leave. Sometimes, family, I've seen this stuff play out in the courts for over a year. Imagine you doing everything you're supposed to do. Let's say you got a rental property and you still got a mortgage on that rental property. You got to pay it every month. Somebody moves in to your property, they can't pay their rent. So now they decide, well, I'm just going to squat. And days go by, weeks go by, months go by, and you're still paying for that property. You're still paying the taxes on that property. You're still paying the mortgage on that property. And they're living in your spot free. You're basically paying for their living. Yeah, you're paying for their shelter. Anybody cool with that? Anybody who would just decide, you know what, I'm going to circumvent the law. Yeah, man, can't be me, man. Couldn't be me. No. See, I think those squatters know who to play with and who not, you know. I think they know their beans from their cornbread, because I really have never seen them run up against somebody like me. I've seen them deal with people who come to their house and they're locked out. They call the police and they stand outside crying and they talking about how they have to pay the rent and da-da. I'm like, nah, ain't no way you gonna just come in my spot and set up shop. You know, fam, imagine buying a property and you got your locks on the property, right? You might even have it boarded up and everything. And then next thing you know, you come to check on your property. Or maybe you get a call and somebody say, hey, you know, I see you fixed up. You know, neighbors say, I see you got somebody finally leasing out your spot. He said, what you talking about? You go and take a look. These fools then set up shop, got the lights cut on and everything. They didn't took the boards off, got the lights cut off. I mean, the house is fully functioning. They in your house living. What you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What if you call the police and the police say, hey, ain't nothing we can do about it. They have a legal right to be here. I know that's messed up. I know it's messed up. That's bad, but they have a right to be here. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do? Couldn't be me, man. Couldn't be me, because they're not going to be safe. You know, hey, you can stay here if you want to, but I can't be responsible for your health. Yeah, that's anybody in that house. I'm not going to be responsible for your health. You can't play with my money like that. No way. So, you know, I guess for somebody like me, who has good intentions, if I do have tenants in my unit, I might have good intentions, you know, and I know that sometimes people fall on hard times, and, you know, I've given tenants breaks before. But sometimes some tenants can take it too far, and they'll try to take your kindness for weakness, and they'll try to play you like a fool. Like, I had this one tenant, I was about to tell you her nationality. I'm not going to even tell you. But I had this one tenant, and she used to play games like send me a check unsigned. And then I call her, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me stop doing how to do the accent. But she'd send she'd be like, I'm so sorry. I'll send it. I'll put another one in right away. I'll put another one in the mail right away. So she would do stuff like that to try to buy time. And finally I had to kick her out because she started trying to be tough. She had a boyfriend, had big old muscles and stuff, big old dude. He's a big, bad boy, right? She was talking tough. Like I sent my property manager over to tell her to get out. So she gonna say she got a right. She got to go to court. I have to send her to court, and you know I'm like, anyway, fam. They were convinced that it would be in their best interest to get out by the weekend, you know, and they left quietly. They left, and they were also warned not to damage anything because, you know, this stuff costs money, man, you know. What I really don't appreciate is the fact that I was really accommodating to her. I was nice to the woman. I went out of my way. Anytime she had something wrong with her house, I fixed it like that. As soon as she would contact the property manager contact me, let me know what's going on, fix it. Dude, fix it. Dude, fix it. It would be fixed in some cases the same day, whatever the problem was, whether it was a problem with the AC or, you know, the refrigerator. It was like she had like 3 problems in the time that she was there. She was only there for about like maybe a year and a half. She had like 3 problems. And I jumped on it like right away. Because I don't want no problem when it's time for me to get my money. You dig what I'm saying? I was that type of landlord. Like, I don't want no problems when it's time for me to get my money. But yeah, fam, y'all be careful out there with that squatters law. Make sure you understand what the law is in your state, because the law varies from state to state. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.